how money works. It introduces the concept that most people may not know, and it is the power of compounding interest, the rule of 72. In layman's terms, what it states that if you take the number 72 and divide it by the interest that you're receiving from any type of account that you own, that's the amount of years that it's going to take for your money to double. Okay, so with these three columns here, you'll see that the first account shows you if you're receiving a 4% interest bearing interest on an account. Okay, so if you take that, okay, 72 divided by 4 is 18. So if you're getting 4% interest, your money is going to double every 18 years. So a person that has $10,000 at age 29 in a 4% account, it will take them until they're 47 for that $10,000 to accrue till $20,000. Then once they reach 47, it's going to take until they're 65 to accrue to $40,000. Now, people say, "Oh, that's a good return because their 10,000 grew to 40,000," but at the same time, you got to look at it. If age 65 is retirement, you're not going to be able to retire off of $40,000. So if we go to the next column with an 8% interest-bearing account, your money will double every 9 years. So if you look at it, the same person with $10,000 at 29, they'll reach $20,000 by the age of 38. Then that 20 will double to 40,000 by the time they're 47, and then that number will double to 56. Double to $80,000 once they're 56. Then that $80,000 will double to $160,000 by the time they're 65. Now you'll say, "Well, that's a little better. $160,000. My 10,000 grew to $160,000." Yes, but at the same time, okay, at 65, if that's your retirement age, $160,000 isn't going to last that long either. So the third column, let's say you found an account that is giving you 12% interest. Now your money is going to double every 6 years. Okay, so at 29, you take that 10,000, it'll double to 20,000 by 35, etc., all the way to 65, to where that $10,000 accrued to $640,000. Now, with that amount of money at 65, yes, somebody could retire off of. Okay, so the difference between $10,000 at 4% versus 12% is $600,000. Okay, $600,000 is equivalent to 20 years salary of a person who works at an annual salary of $30,000 per year. Okay, so think about that. In some cases, people that are making $30,000 a year, they got to work 20 years just to make $600,000. To where if you put your money in a high interest-bearing account, your money works for you. Now, here's the gem of this video. You saw these numbers: 4%, 8%, and 12%. You'll notice that these are kind of high, as opposed to what everybody is receiving now. Because if you look at the 4%, the banks are only giving you 0.25% off a checking account, 0.5% in a savings account. A CD or a money market account, you might get a little over 1%, and a CD is giving you 2%, maybe a little more. So as you can see, that with all the vehicles that we're taught to invest in aren't even on this chart. So that means it's going to take even more time for your money to double. Now, if you look at what banks do with your money when you put it in, they take their money and they put it into accounts that are getting more than 12%. So they take our money and put it into projects such as buildings, loans, home loans, car loans, etc., school loans, and get a higher profit. So we need to change our train of thought and start thinking like banks, finding the highest amount of return so our money doubles quicker.